Hello everybody, this is HumanCat911 on a new episode of Various Things to Talk About. And now I'm going to be talking on these subjects. The Amtrak train reopening 1 week later. Let's see. Amtrak train reopening 1 week later. An update on the biker gang shootout. And I accidentally forgot to put in Twin Pikes instead of Twin Woods. Sorry. And there are a few select others, including a new topic introduced to the show, which is called Tales from the Dumb Criminals File. A tribute to dumb criminals everywhere, which is going to be in every episode of the rest of this season. It's going to be in every episode for the rest of various things. And also, I'm going to give you the details of Tales from the Dumb Criminals File. Basically, I'm watching the news in the morning at 6:25. I decide on watching something interesting from stupid criminals that act like complete jackasses. And then I decide which one is interesting, and I mention it to you in a video. See if it interests you and stuff. But that's going to be at the end of the show when I mention the dumb criminals. It's going to be funny. Now, first on my agenda. The Amtrak train reopening 1 week later. And I mean 1 week later. Now, as we all remember, 1 week ago today, we all know the train from New York to Pennsylvania driving 106 miles an hour, which would be insanity because that would be the speed. That would actually be the speed in which I'd be doing a GTA 5 cop chase if I was in a Bugatti at the time. Get off the tracks, hit a left... excuse me. Hit a huge left-hand curve, and as you all know, boom, people die, which is extreme. And you wanna know what? The engineer still don't remember anything. Still don't remember anything from his head. Seriously. And all we know is there was a chip on the windshield. We don't know anything about that chip. It could be anything for all I know. Anything. We just don't know. But there could be a lot of things. It's not bullets. It's not gunfire. We all know that. It's not any of that. And since I'm done with that Amtrak thing, there's just going to be more developments once I get further on. The next thing, the twin... Let's see. It's Twin Pike. No. Damn it. It's Twin Pikes. I don't really care what I should call it. Biker gang shootout. Looks like my 200-person arrest thing was incorrect. I just found out, confirmed this morning. 170 people are arrested. 100 plus guns are taken. Sorry for that cracking my neck thing. I have a chink in it. It's been lasting for a long time. Don't ask me questions. 100 plus guns are confiscated. And as I've already told you about the story, I don't need to remind you again. I just wanted to mention that update. And the people getting shot at. No. The cops shooting black people for no particular reason deal. It's still going on. Still going on. And here's some added news. As I've already also mentioned, President Obama has banned the federal government from giving police departments military-style weaponry like grenade launchers and armored vehicles and stuff. Now, as you all remember, if you watched the TV on November 24th of last year with the Ferguson Psycho riots, which I've recorded on TV, and it's kind of insane that day. I'm serious. When I saw it on TV, it looked like crazy. when I watched it on TV, there was a Little Caesars pizza joint burning, and they were trying to loot everything. Hell, with the Sox game, because I live about 60 miles south of it, South Chicago, I'm also going to mention Baltimore. They even had the Baltimore game, no one. And if you lived in Baltimore, well, probably you wouldn't because of the rioting, but if you lived in Chicago and you watched it on Comcast Sportsnet or any sports channel within the Chicago area, you would see, if you heard very carefully, all you would hear is rioting and cars and stuff. That's all you would hear if you listened very carefully and just ignored the baseball. It looked crazy from the TV view. Why would it all look like that? It's insane. I don't know how. But why is all this going to shit? This has been going on for I don't know how many years. See, it's happened ever since Rodney King. Let's see, Rodney King and a few others. And we've already had From my research of this year alone, there have been over 200 black people killed completely unarmed by police. Specifically white. No racism intended, because I'm just speaking of facts. It's just facts. With the exception of the Twin Pikes Woods, I don't really care shootout, because everyone was just fighting like maniacs. But I'm going to be back on the scene of Twin Woods, or Twin Pikes, I don't care. It only took 13 seconds just for the cops to bust in and shoot up and take down 9 bikers. 9 bikers were killed. The cops killed 9 bikers. Over 200 and 170, as I've already told you, busted and processed, and over 100 guns. Which is pretty much full of insanity. But I can go through all the stories. Every single story in the book. But, since I've gone through all those, now it's time for what I was going to say. Time for Tales from the Dumb Criminals File. A tribute to dumb criminals that act like fools everywhere. Now, today on this initial Dumb Criminals File, I will be talking about this guy that was turning on the PA Turnpike. I can't remember his name. This 47-year-old guy, he went to a restaurant on the PA Turnpike. He decides to stop at a restaurant, get some mac and cheese. That's all. He just wants some mac and cheese from a restaurant. Turns out they're out. They're completely out. So he gets pissed off and starts cussing at the employees. Then he leaves. Then he decides to come back, apologize to him, and he asks for mashed potatoes. Just mashed potatoes, nothing else. Then they also say, as I just said, fresh out, and then he gets more pissed off, throws condiments. Cops are called, handcuffed, processed, arrested for disorderly conduct, for put in jail for a night, and released the following morning. And that's also why. I'm also going to mention a second one before the end of this program, and before the end of this video, which is I'm gonna end it in about 1 minute. Now, this is something what happened on Mother's Day. Now, when this mother was out drinking, she left her 4-year-old son in the car. Now, this lady was actually in a bar at the time, and cops actually stopped her and said, well, my boyfriend's watching her. Well, turns out her boyfriend is with her, so she gets handcuffed for child abuse and something like that, and sent straight to jail. But still, as I'm going to tell you, I'm going to mention two Tales from the Dumb Criminals File from the news each week for you to enjoy. Because it's a tribute to dumb criminals everywhere. So, goodbye from Human Ken 911. See you tomorrow or Friday. Goodbye.